Okay, so for this week's assignment, we're supposed to summarize a current event and then align it with this module using terminology. So I decided to kind of talk about the Charlie Kirk situation because that is very present in all of our lives, especially those on campus. And I think personally for me, it was a really good way to kind of learn more about the situation and learn how it's being handled, and then tie it into class and see firsthand why these things are being handled the way that they are and possibly what's coming next. So I wanted to kind of talk about the crime and put it into the 7 elements of crime. So starting out with harm. The harm was the shooting, obviously the death of Charlie Kirk, which happened on September 10th. And then the legality of it connects to Tyler Robinson, who has just been put in custody with aggravated murder and other offenses. Yeah, aggravated murder is an unlawful act, so therefore he is put as a criminal. For actus reus, it was the guilty act of firing the gun. He was the one that fired the gun. There's evidence to prove it from cameras at the school and others videoing. Yeah. And then mens rea is kind of talking about like the guilty mind and the mental state. He had plans to do it. He was in a good mental state where he knew what he was doing. He had texts and conversations beforehand talking about how he didn't like what Charlie Kirk was doing, and afterwards he had texts and conversations confirming that he did do it. It was a planned attack, and he was once again in a good mental state to know what he was doing. Causation. The causation of the death was the bullet hitting Charlie Kirk and killing him. The bullet was directly shot from Tyler Robinson's gun. The concurrence are messages planned. There were messages that showed him planning it, and then followed by an executed plan. It was an intent to maliciously kill. And then punishment still hasn't been fully confirmed, but for aggravated murder, the state of Utah is thinking of possibly the death penalty or life in imprisonment. Yeah, so overall, kind of seeing these actions in place, I can now see that like these are the 7 elements to kind of define crime, because they happen in these worst cases. And seeing like a certain crime be separated into those 7 different parts, it's really interesting to then see what the government can take from that to like kind of fix the problem and to punish and end the crime.